Good evening, fabulous Friday afternoon. Here's another conversation for EY's Conversation for Elevation. I have Mr. Rony Francois as my special guest today, the credit hero. Why do they call? Well, first of all, forgive me, guys. We had some technical issues, so we're like about 6 minutes behind time, just a little bit. But I'm so grateful for my guests for being patient while we get things taken care of, technically speaking. Now, Mr. Francois, welcome to EY's Conversation for Elevation.
Well, thank you for having me on here. And I want to say you're definitely doing some amazing things, future billionaire. So it's definitely an honor to be on here with you.
Thank you so much. Now, why in the world do they call you the credit hero, sir?
Because I'm out here saving people lives, financially, with their credit. Also as the author, I've read multiple books that, life changing, information on people's credit, financial literacy. I'm breaking generational curse, breaking the cycle. So I'm out here doing some amazing things because as I got older, I realized not all superheroes wear capes. So it's definitely an honor to have that title as the credit hero.
Awesome. Now, did you give yourself that name or did someone give you that name?
Someone gave it to me and then I just stuck with it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So now what drives you? What gets you into doing credit? Because that's something that's important, especially in the African American culture. A lot of times we are sometimes at disadvantages because we were never taught the importance of having and obtaining and maintaining good credit. So if you don't mind, I'm not saying all of us African Americans, but a lot of times we didn't have the privilege, So I'll let you talk about that and elaborate on a little bit more as we go forth. But tell me, what was the driving force for you in getting into helping people repair their credit, if you don't mind?
Because at one time I had very bad credit, and I went through like a lot of trials and errors, try to fix it, did a lot of research, a lot of studies, and I made a lot of mistakes. But once I figured out the credit code, the credit game, I'm like, you know what? There's probably other people out there like me that don't know about credit, that need to be educated on credit. And that's how I kind of got into it. I kind of got into it because I had bad credit. And to be honest with you, a lot of people that are in the credit repair industry, credit restoration, is because they had bad credit. Once they figure out how to do it, they want to help other people. Okay. And then just helping people wasn't enough for me. I wanted to do more than just help them out, fix their credit. I wanted to give them the tools and the knowledge how to do it. And that's why, my first book is called Break the Cycle. You don't have to live with bad credit, because I want to break that generational curse. I want to break that generational cycle. And I want to give them the tools in their hand where they could do this on their own and they could study and they could pass that information down to their kids.
Awesome. Now, do you have a copy or you can show us what Break the Cycle looks like?
So I don't have, I'm sorry, but I don't have a copy.
I put you on the spot. You didn't know I was going to ask you that question. It's okay.
Yeah, and then my second one was called The 10 Credit Commandments. My kids, they're actually contributing author in that book, which is, both books is really, really important. And the ebooks are available too, and the paperback on Amazon.
Okay. So now, we're going to give out a free book. So those that are watching, please, as they say, like, tag, and share. Okay. That's what they say. I don't never say it because I like to be authentic. And everyone says it. I know that's how they get lots of viewers. I know you have like over 1,000 people following you and all that kind of stuff. That's amazing. But I don't like saying that because I want people to just want to share it because they want to share it. But I'm going to be different today because we have Mr. Francois on here and say like, tag, and share. And follow Mr. Rony Francois on Facebook. He is MRRON, Mr. Rony Francois, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
So follow him. But please, guys, if you're watching, I am going to give away a credit book today. I don't know which one we're going to give out. I'll let you choose which one you need the most because there's nothing worse than getting a gift that you really don't want. It's always good. I like to give out gifts that people want. I like surprising people, but I like to give out gifts that people want. So he's going to talk about the books. And then if you're watching and you're watching all the way through and you're liking, tagging, sharing, and you let me know what you got from this, I'm giving out 2 free books, one of each. So the first one get the first one that they get to pick from, and whoever's left, they get the other one. So go ahead, tell us about that book, Breaking the Cycle.
Again, that book, it basically is about 90 pages, and the first 35 pages really just give you the meat and potato about credit. Because one thing about credit, something that's boring, nobody likes to talk about, puts you to sleep. I want to break it down after doing like 5 years of researching and studying. I want to make it simple enough where my 11-year-old son could read some pages, he could understand. Yep, exactly. Break the cycle.
You can keep talking. You can keep talking.
Um, yeah, so I want to make it really, really simple, real easy. Again, my 11-year-old son was able to read it, it made some sense. My daughter, I think she was 15 at that time. She read it, it made sense. But also, too, like I have friends that actually read it. And within 6 months, just from reading the book and applying the information, they was able to get themselves in a position to get a house. So that's how powerful the book is. Elementary school kid can read and make understand. An adult can read and apply, and it can change their life. It's super powerful, super awesome, super dope, super amazing.
Okay, all right. So now I have a question. You sent me some books. Was that one of the books I had or no?
I think so. I'm not sure. The ebook, I think that might have been one of them. I'm not really sure. I think I sent you all three books.
Okay, well, good. I got them. So I'm not giving my books away, guys. So if you want a book, as I see people viewing, thank you for watching. Those that are watching, thank you so very much for watching. Okay, so next. So that's the first book. Break the cycle. You don't have to live with bad credit debt.
Yeah.
Again, get this book on Amazon, right?
Yep, it's on Amazon, paperback and Kindle version.
Now, also, if you're watching today, I am giving away a copy. EY Conversation for Elevation is purchasing copies to give away. So if you're viewing, we're giving away a free copy of this book, guys, and he's going to sign it and send it to you. We're paying for it on this end, but he's going to sign it and send it to you. Ain't that what we agreed on?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so now continue. The next book, what inspired and what is it called?
It's called the 10 Credit Commandments. Because the first book, of course, it was super amazing, super dope. But I also wanted to give them like 10 things that they could actually implement that could help maintain and keeping that positive credit once they got that good credit. Again, this book have 10 amazing things that it goes over. And there's also a section in the book where it gives you like over 2 dozen different ways to maintain positive credit. So again, that second book is an extension of that first book. Again, my kids, Kayana, Kyrie, Francois, they're contributing authors in a book because I wanted to help them have I want them to have the uh, additional stream of income before they even thought about even working. So the proceeds from that book is going to go to them, which is
That's
really, really
awesome.
dope.
Now that's dope of you as a father to do that. We need to do that as parents. Give our children something. I have a friend, she has gifted her children at their 16th birthday, they all got their own businesses.
Cool.
I love it because that's the kind of desire I wanted for my children. So if my children are all like me, they live out there, they do what they want to do, kind of like, so they're all doing business, so they do it at their own pace, where I want to gift them a business myself, but they kind of doing their own thing. But I'm proud of you, Father, for doing that for your babies. Now, again, the 10 Commandments, we're going to give this book out too. So that's a book we're giving out. You're watching and you need a book. If you know your credit is jacked up and you want to read and get better, or just it's okay, you want to keep it, maintain it. Talk about that. Let's talk.
Yeah, and that's important too because most people like they might think they don't need the book if they got good credit, but also that book it can actually help you maintain good credit too. Let's say you have 700, 750, and you want to get to the next level, or you want to maintain it. So you don't just have to have bad credit to get the book. No, you can just have the book because it's going to give you more knowledge, more tools, and then you can also pass that book down to your kids, your nephew, the next door neighbor, the mailman, the mail lady, because 1 out of 6 Americans have a credit score that's under 620. So you'd be surprised who you might know that might have bad credit. That's the most important thing. And that's one thing that sets me apart from the other 22 million people that do what I do. I'm giving you the tools and the knowledge. I'm giving you the secret code. I'm giving you the secret sauce. That way you don't even need my service. That's what makes it so cool, so interesting.
That's a great that's why you're the credit hero. That's a great gift to give to clients when they don't have to come to you every time. You have people that will enable individuals and they have to keep coming and getting more knowledge, more wisdom, more food, or you could equip them to be fishermen on their own. They ain't got to keep coming to get that bite or that credit bite. So again, guys, we're giving out this book, EY's Conversation of Elevation. EY Inc. is giving out this book. So if you want it, I see 2 people watching. Hope more people watch. So like, tag, and share, please, so that we can give you a book. So I'm glad you said that. I was saying it too, but then you kind of said it too. And that is, you don't have to have bad credit to get these books. Maintaining good credit. One thing is to do good, but to maintain it, that's great. All right, this third book. Let's talk about the Eros. Is that the Eros book? Let's talk about that.
Yes, Arrows, what is your definition of love? Because right now, the pandemic affected a lot of people directly and indirectly. What are the two most important ways that affect people financially and and love? So with me, as I got older, I got more mature, more wiser. I made a lot of mistakes when it came to love and relationships. So I wrote this book because I think it could be helpful to like a lot of people. Maybe they had some heartaches, they had some hard time when it came to love and relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. Look, I'm not no love doctor. I'm not no love guru. I don't claim to be that, but I did make some mistakes. But the cool thing about, I think the most important thing I got from writing the book is like, love is probably one of the most hurtful things that could probably ever happen to anybody. But once you get a true taste of real love, that's something you're always going to yearn for.
That
And
is
it's okay. Yeah. And that's what it was. I went through a lot of heartaches, a lot of mistakes. But once I got a taste of true love, I'm like, you know what? All the heartaches I went through was worth it. And that's what made it so special. So this book is really, really dope.
which
Again,
book was again?
yeah, um,
Look at that. Leave it right there for a minute. Look at that. What is your definition of love? Now, what does that do with finances again? I know you said you went to some hard talk about what does that have to do?
um, because credit can actually it affects you. It affects your love, your personal life too. Because if you have bad credit, I mean, because 50% of all arguments in serious relationship have to do with money and finance. So you get your credit right, that's 50% of argument that you don't have to go over. So that's why the love and credit goes together. So you get a book on the credit, how to fix it. And you get the book on love, how to stay in love. And you got the winning recipe right there. So it's really, really important. Everybody that have read this book have given me a good review on the book. I haven't met no person that read this book said anything bad about it. I don't know if they just lied to me or they really enjoying the book, but
I've read
everybody,
your books. You gave me copies. They're good. They're great books, guys. I'm giving. My bad. I'm giving away 3 books. 3 books. So I see 2 people watching. Well, 3. Tag, like, and share. Okay. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. You do a lot of things with people buying first homeowners, people buying
yeah,
homes. So let's talk about the process, or don't give us everything. I know you want clients and you work for clients. That's what you do. That's your business. So, but what kind of tips can you give us? What kind of advice can you bring to the table to help people, like hit people start thinking, using their brains and start thinking, do I need to give Mr. Credit Hero a call? And how can they reach you? Give them your information. Let's talk about that, okay? Because it's important that people know how to get in contact with you if they need the help that they need, right?
yes. So if anybody want to reach out, they can go to RonyFrancois.com or they can call me 443-738-5529, 443-738-5529. Or they can just Google my name, Rony Francois, the Credit Hero, or they can find me on Instagram, Mr. Rony_Credit Hero. Um, but I said the most important thing about credit um, is to pull your credit. That's the most important thing because most people living with bad credit, they just ashamed of it. They're like, I'm gonna just ignore it for 7 to 10 years. But all you gotta do is look at it. You go to the free annual creditreport.com, you pull your credit, and you look at the errors, the inconsistencies, the outdated information. That's the very first step is pulling your credit, looking at it. And if you're in the process of buying a home or you want to get a home, I'm connected with some of the top realtors throughout the United States. I'll connect you with one of them and they'll go over the steps with you. I'm connected with lenders throughout the United States. They'll work with you. So I have team support that's going to help you get there. But the first thing is pulling your credit and seeing what's on your credit. Because I remember one time my credit was bad. It was horrible. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just sit back for 7, 10 years because eventually it has to fall off eventually anyway, right?
Right.
But then doing that 7 to 10 years, I still had to get a car, still had to get an apartment, still had to get stuff in my name. So I still had to go back. I needed credit. At one time, I even had a job. I was a manager. They let me go because a new company took over and they ran my background check and I had bad credit. So even
Wow.
if so even kept me from getting the jobs that I wanted. But again, it just goes back to being an adult and doing a responsible thing, pulling your credit. And that's how you know how to attack it. But if you never look at it, you're never gonna know how to fix it with the attack.
That is so true. Now, how can people reach you again? I mean, so do you have to be some people like to be in person? Do you do a Zoom? Because I know you're in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, well, I'm in Maryland right now.
Maryland. Okay. So if people want to reach you and I'm in Kentucky, but a lot of my followers and customers they're in Tennessee. So if they're in Kentucky or Tennessee or wherever they are, how can they reach you if they wanted to just have a consultation with you? How does that work from a long
Uh,
distance?
So the conversation, so probably like 98% of my clients, they're throughout the United States. I have never seen them before. So that's the cool thing about that. And we could do a Zoom, we could do a phone call. So typically the conversation is free. We talk on the phone for about 9 minutes to 27 minutes, depending on how fast I talk, how many questions they have. I ask them three questions. When was the last time you looked at your credit score, your credit report? What negative items you have? What positive items you have? And what are your goals once you fix your credit? Those four questions. Then I know how to navigate the direction of the conversation. Then once we get off that call, they decide, if they want to do the monthly plan or if they just want to pay that one fee up front for the do-it-yourself credit repair with a package just tailored just for them. And then I email that to them, you know, um, depending on which one they want to get. But it's really simple. Like I said, just a 15-minute conversation. And I'll be able to answer any questions they have. And then the consultation is free. Because, and let's just say, we're going to be transparent. Everybody I talk to do not sign up for my service, but that is cool. But by the time we get off that 15 to 27-minute conversation, they're going to learn something about credit they never even knew before. And then also when they sign up, they get a free ebook copy or break the cycle. Because that's the very first thing I tell them, they have to read the book. Because
Right.
if they read the book, then they have a little bit more knowledge on credit and how it works. And when they have to do certain items, maybe like update the personal information, they're like, okay, I have to update my personal information because the bureaus are going to verify disputes. They're going to use my old address. So that's what I tell them, like, okay, that's why I have to update my personal information. Or I might tell them that they have to put a freeze on a secondary credit bureau, and they'd be like, "What's that?" Well, that's where those the secondaries are the ones where transparent, Equifax. That's where they get the information from. So that's very very important to get that information. So that's why the book is relevant. When you have to read the book, it gives you like a lot of knowledge on what you do, what you're doing, why you have to do it. But the consultation is free. I'm always available Monday through Saturday. I don't do no calls on Sundays because sometimes people bluff you on Sundays, and I ain't got time for that. So definitely Monday through Friday.
And he said he gives you a free copy of the ebook. And now, guys, if he's giving free consultation, even if you're not going to take his service, he's just saying that you don't always take his service, okay? Call him, reach out to him anyway, because I am doing some things on my end. And everyone I've talked to, they want to charge you for consultation. Okay, so he's giving me a free consultation and he gives you this ebook. This ebook is really thick. I printed mine out because I like to write on stuff. I mean, I don't really like the digital stuff. So I like to take notes. So he sent me mine. I got mine right here, guys. And it's very thick. So if you print it out, I have a discount at Office Depot, so it don't cost me nothing. Plus,
But one of the cool thing about the book is so the first they really just need to focus on the first 35 page. Let's just say they don't print out the whole 90 page because the first 35 is like the meat and potato. The second half focus on networking. But there's a cool part in the back of the book. It's called the Power Partner section, where I gave businesses the opportunity to showcase their business in the Power Partner section back of the book, because I thought it was very, very important to be a blessing to others. So there's probably like over a dozen different businesses in the back of the book showcasing their business and their brand. So if they don't want to print the whole 90 pages, they could just print the first 35, 37 pages
okay.
and have all the meat and potato.
So y'all heard that, right? So now get the book. And then, like I said, if you're watching, people keep coming in on. Thank y'all for watching. I am giving away a copy of each one of his books. So if you want to win a copy, reach out to me. I have a lot of stuff that when people come on my show, I always like to bless the person that's on my show by purchasing, because you saw fit to come on the show and share what you have. That means a lot. And then of course you invested in my show by paying aside, you invested in me by being a part, right? So I like to always give out something. So he has 3 books out, so we're gonna bless. All 3 books are going to be given away to someone. So why not be you? If you're interested and you need it, or you think your children need it. I have children, I have grown children. So they need this kind of stuff in their lives to help them. So if you are needing it or don't know someone needs it, please like, tag, and share. inbox me. If you know me personally, call me or text me. I'm giving out 3 copies. I mean, 3 books, one of each one of his books, right? And if you get a free consultation, he's giving out a digital copy of the book. All right. So please, he said, you don't need to hold all the pages. Like I have all the pages. I like everything. You can just get the first 35 pages. All right. So anyway, enough of that. What's next? What's going on good?
Again, just and also too, what I would do too for all your viewers, if they want, I can make the ebook available to all your viewers too. All they have to do is type ebook in the comment section, and I will make either you can send it to them, and I'll send it to them. So that way, everybody that's seen this episode have no reason for not getting the book. If they can't afford to, because they might not, $15 might be a lot of money to people. Gas is like $10 a gallon right now, so
Right.
$15 would be kind of tight. $4 for the ebook might be kind of tight. So I want to make the ebook available to all of them for free. No charge.
Did y'all hear that? For free, for the free. If you're watching, even if you turn off of this after this moment of me speaking, go in the comment section and say ebook. All right. And you're going to get a free copy of this right here.
Yes.
How to break this. I'm not good with this. Break the cycle. You do not have to live with bad credit. If you want a copy, please go in there and put ebook free. Put your email address. If you don't want to put it on the comment, your email address, put it in my inbox, a messenger or his messenger. Let me know. Let me know you're watching, you're hearing. So if you get a free copy of the debt free, then you don't need that one. We'll give you something else. Okay. We have lots of things we can give out just for watching and participating. We want you to know that we want you to engage. We have great guests like Mr. Francois on to make it better. EY Conversation for Elevations to help you elevate and go to the next level. It's no good to be on the top by yourself. Bring people along with you. So we want everyone to have good credit, good resolve, good love, good everything, right? So he is giving out a free copy to anyone watching that wants a copy of the How to Break the Cycle. So please message us, let us know you're watching,
Exactly.
and let us go ahead and give you that book. All right. So next, so you help people get houses, you help people get the credits. So I've asked you personally, but I'm asking you openly with everyone. Do you help people with business credit? Because I'm doing my business, changing it over from a solo to a corporation. Do you help people with business credit?
So I focus more on the personal credit, but I'm connected with some powerful people that can help you in the business area, business credit though. So I don't specialize in it, but I have people within my networks that specialize in it. So anybody that do want more information on business credit, I would definitely just connect them with some other business partners. Because they kind of go hand in hand, but with me, I kind of focus on one thing, master that, then master something else. And if somebody asks me something, if I'm not sure, I'd rather just say, look, I'm not sure, and connect them with the right people that can give them the answers that they need. Because, at the end of the day, credit is something that's very, very important that impacts everybody. It don't matter your size, your height, your weight, your color. There's only two times you don't need credit. That's when you're dead or when you go to jail. Other than that, you're always going to need credit.
Y'all hear that? Dead or jail if you don't need credit. But other than that, you need credit. So again, personal credit is very important. He's going to help you get there. All right. Tell us the most I'm trying to think of the word. The most misconception on credit. Because some people are like, I don't need your credit. I talked to one the other day. I was saying something about a bill, and they were saying it don't matter. It don't matter if they call. They can't do nothing. That's so ignorant. But anyway, talk about that. I know you've heard people say stuff like that before. Maybe one day in your life you've thought like that, but talk about that to people that's watching that want to do better in 2022. What?
I guess one of the most myth I've heard out there before when it comes to credit, I've heard people say, like, let's say you have a credit card payment that's due on the 20th of this month. If you split that payment up in half, you pay like half of it when the beginning of the month, the other half 2 weeks later, it's going to report as a double payment on your credit card report. That's false. You could pay 10 payments. Your credit card is only going to report that one time to the credit bureau. So that's a myth that I think that's been, people been saying that's definitely not true. So that's very, very important.
So y'all hear that? So if you pay on the 1st on this credit card and you pay again on the 15th on the credit card, it's only going to be considered as one payment for that month, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, what about another thing that I've heard? And I'm not a credit specialist. That's not my lane. I have a lot of lanes, but that's not one of them. And that is if you always keep your credit card no less than half. Like if you're spending some stuff,
So
always.
actually it's 30% or lower.
Okay.
Yes, you want to keep. So they recommend 30%, but I recommend 10% or lower.
I hear that 10% or lower from the credit hero. So if you're going and you're shopping with the credit card or you're getting some gas, do not go less than 10%. And why is
Well,
that? Come
no,
on.
no. So you can go less. You can keep your balance less than
I mean, not
10%.
less. I mean, don't go over more than 10%. That's what.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wrong word. Sorry. Okay, don't go more than. And why is that, please?
Well, because like so, if you keep under 30%, if you keep it like at 29% or just at 30%, your score is going to go up. But the lower you keep it, the higher your score is going to get. So you're going to see a bigger increase in your score. So we know. So like again, if you keep it at 30% or 29%, it's going to go up slightly. But I guarantee if you keep it at 10%, 5%, 3%, 1%, your score is going to go up even higher. It's going to stay higher too.
Now, okay, with that, do you recommend? Some people get afraid. They've been in credit, they filed bankruptcy. I'm guilty. I filed bankruptcy, Chapter 7 and 13, multiple times, based off of divorces. But okay, so with that being said, people are afraid of credit cards sometimes. Talk about that.
Um, so one of the things that I didn't know before until I got into the credit card industry, like I always thought you had to have you had to have credit cards start building credit. So at a certain point you do, but right now there's so many different alternatives to building positive credit without credit card. One of them is basically a credit strong. Another one is kickoff. These are different alternatives to building positive credit without having a card. I mean, eventually, if you want to get, the 650, 700, 750, you're going to need some credit cards. But if we just starting off, the easiest way to build positive credit is to go in as an authorized user. Let's say you have a mom or a cousin or an uncle, and they have excellent credit. They put you on as an authorized user on one the credit card, and as they pay their bills, maintain that positive credit, your score is going to go up.
Okay. You said something about kickoff or something like that. What's that?
So kickoff is like an installment loan. And credit strong. It helps you build positive credit without having a credit card. Those are different alternatives.
And what is that like? Is it a company that you just reach out to?
Yeah, so basically they give you a loan, and as you make the payments, let's say, and you select the payment that you want to make, whether it's $20, $15, $50, it's going to report as a positive payment history on your credit report. Because what it is, a lot of people might say, well, I can't get a secure credit card. So these are alternative ways of building positive credit until they're able to get a secure or unsecured credit card. And in the book, I think there's a list of them in the book too, like
Which
over
book?
both of them, but mainly the second one, the 10 Credit Commandments.
Okay. Question. So now kickoff, that's something in Maryland or is that something that's all
No,
over?
it's all 50 states.
So it's like a website or something?
Yes.
Okay. I just never heard of it. That's why I asked.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you're on here with the credit hero.
I know, credit hero. So now give us some more knowledge. Tell us something else. Tell us something that we do not know. Okay, so you said credit cards. We don't necessarily need them to build your credit. But now what if you do get them? Like, so say they cleared their credit, they filed chapter, I think 13 is complete, right?
13, 7 is complete. 13 is when you make the agreement to pay them back.
I've done both, and I can't remember. So you filed chapter 7, and now you're getting these wonderful credit card offers in the mail, and you're afraid. Should you apply or should you say no way, Jose?
So you don't want to say yes to all of them, but it's okay to say yes to one or two and just build that history with that. So typically, you probably want to have like at least 2 or 3 credit cards just to kind of starting off. And as you build those credit limit up, you build a history, you build a positive payment history, then you can always add more down the line. But you at least want to have like at least 1 to 3 on your credit report. But
Now,
the most
sorry.
But the most important thing is your payment history, because your payment history is 35% of your credit score. So whatever you do, never ever miss a payment. And then 30% of your credit score is your credit utilization. Again, you never want to go above 30%. You always want to make your payments on time, because that's 65% of your score right there.
Oh wow, that's major.
Yeah.
Okay, so now with that being said, you can take some credit cards. Now, applying too much for
Yeah.
something can
Yeah.
also affect your credit. Talk about that.
Yeah, because when sometimes when you apply for most of the time when you apply for credit cards, you get a hard inquiry. Hard inquiry stay on your credit report for 2 years, but they only hurt your credit score like 12 months. And in most banks or financial institutions, if you have too many hard inquiries, they're going to deny you credit. It just look like you've just been shopping around. So you don't want to have too many. You don't want to have more than three hard inquiries. And some banks they don't want you to have more than two, but you know want to go above three.
How many hard inquiries and what time frame though?
Within like 24 months, because they fall off every 2 years. So
Okay. Now, what about um credit cards, hard inquiries? The myth I've heard before, and I don't know how true it is. I'm not a credit expert or a credit hero. If you use your credit card, should you use it once a month, or should you just not use it all? Like, should you like get gas? You like just get gas one time with the credit card and pay it off, or should you just not use it all? Is it okay not to just have them in your purse or have them in your wallet and not use them at all? Just have them for emergency purposes, or should you use it once a month? How's that work?
so it varies by credit card company. Because I've heard people say they had cards they didn't use for 2 years and it stayed active, and some people said 1 year. So you really want to ask. You really want to just ask the credit card provider, because some, like I said, some might be 2 years, some might be 6 months, some might be 1 year. So you could just ask them, because if you don't use that credit card like they want you to use it, they're going to eventually close the account and your score is going to drop. So that's why you wanted to ask them, and I'm sure they can give you a straight up answer.
Now, okay, I'm not asking for a point of closing. I'm asking for a point of do you need to use it to see
Yeah,
that
that's what
you're
I'm
relevantly using credit?
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some credit card companies, like they want you to use it like every
Okay,
so often,
gotcha.
and they have some companies where you can go for like 2 years and it's still good. So it just depends on the credit. But I say a rule of thumb, every 3 months. If I had to take actually every 3 months, get a pack of gum or something like that, just something to show activity. But
Right.
again, it depends on a card holder, um, on the banks.
So, guys, what I've learned and you're learning, if you didn't already know, that you need to maintain activity on your credit card. But call your credit card company who you're getting credit from and ask them what's their requirements. If you didn't read they give you a list of things, but that's so much stuff on there. I know most people don't read it. They just get the credit card, be glad with it, keep it moving. So please look into that, see what you can do, and things of that nature. Okay, great. So now moving along from credit and credit cards. So cars. Why in the world is it so easy to get a car with good or bad credit? If you just got through coming from bankruptcy, they're quick to give you a car and a car loan, but housing and buying and renting sometimes can be more challenging. Even credit cards are more challenging sometimes than buying a car. Why is that?
Of course, if you go to the dealership, you have good credit. It can be a fun experience. Because if you read the break the cycle, not deliver bad credit. When I went into the dealership, I had bad credit. It was daytime when I was tired. By the time I got done, it was nighttime. I was about to lock the door. That's how long it took, because I had bad credit. So first off, you got good credit. You're gonna spend less time at the dealership. But
Okay.
the second thing is, if you have bad credit, yes, they can still get you a car, but they're going to run your credit anywhere between like 5 to 20 different times, because with them, it don't matter how many times they run it, as long as they get somebody that feels sorry for you that want to help you out.
Oh God.
And then you have to understand, like every hard inquiry, you could lose between 1 to 5 points on off of every hard inquiry. And they're not going to tell you how many times they're going to run. They're going to just say, look, we work, we doing our best. 30 days later, you're going to get your credit report. And you want like 20 hard inquiries just for one card. You have 16%, and paying like $400 or $500 a month, a car that you didn't really want to get. So that's why it's important to find out what your credit score is before you even go to the dealership. Try to get financed through your local bank or your credit union. That way the process won't hurt as much. And that way you're not wasting your time. Because sometimes you'll go to the dealers, they'll run your credit 10, 20 times, you still can't get a car. So that's why it's important to pull your credit, to look at it, to see what's on it. That way you won't be surprised.
Okay, so earlier you said that we should pull free credit, our free annual credit card,
Yeah,
free
free annual
annual credit report.com.
.com. Yeah, you get one free report each bureau every year.
So when you go on there, you pull that, and so you look at it and you see. So now sometimes you look at stuff and they tell you that you have 4 public records or something like that. I know with me, like, well, hold on, let me go back to that. So if you're listening, go to freeannualcreditreport.com. You get one per year per each credit bureau, right?
Yep.
Pull it up, and you see something that's not right or inaccurate, call the credit hero. He can help you negotiate through it, right?
Yep.
Okay, now I have a question about stuff like Credit Sesame, Credit Wise, and all those. Talk about that.
So those they serve their purposes, and most of those are free. And the reason is because they're free because they sell your information to third party companies. So you kind of have to be careful. Yeah, it's free, but they sell your information. That's why whenever you log on, you're getting credit cards offered because those companies will pay them, for giving you those offers. So I mean, like I said, use them at your own risk, but you have to understand they're free and they make their money by giving you products and services from their affiliate partners.
Now, are they accurate though?
So I know, so for example, like Credit Karma, a lot of people like using it, but they use this thing called a Vantage score. You got two types of score. You got the Vantage score, you got the FICO score. 90% of the businesses use FICO score. Maybe like 10%, approximately 10% use Vantage score. So that's why sometimes you go on Credit Karma, they'll say you got like a 680, 700, and then you go to the dealership, they be like, nah, you got like a 500 or 600 because the score model is different. So you have to be careful when you go on these sites if they're showing your FICO score, your Vantage score. That's very,
How do
very
you
important.
know?
I mean, they'll tell you on there. You know, somewhere on the page they'll tell you if it's Vantage or FICO score.
What do we need? Sorry about that. I'm tired. Sorry, forgive me for yawning. But what is that? Which one do we need to go by?
Probably FICO score, because over 90% of the business use the FICO score.
FICO score. Okay. So now,
Hey, 1 second, I gotta plug my laptop in real quick.
no
Sorry.
worries. Okay, guys. So we've been talking to Mr. Rony Francois from Maryland, the credit hero. If you are interested in getting a free copy of the book, like, tag, and share. Also, go follow him on his social media platforms. And if you inbox message us today, he's going to give out a free copy of the Breaking the Cycle ebook. All right. And I have my copy right here. And I'm also giving away 3 copies of his free book. But if y'all get the Breaking the Cycle, I ain't got to get that book to y'all because y'all got an e-copy. But if you want a hard copy like me, he will sign it and we'll send it. All right. So next, we got the stuff plugged in. So, okay. We're looking for FICO scores. Now, what's a good way to go about? Because I know that we talked personally about people will say, what's the good of getting a person to get credit? I've heard people say all the time they've gotten someone to help them with their credit. The distillery that I use, I was talking to my distributor, and he was telling me that he's paid $2,000 several times, and he still ain't got good credit because they still didn't help him. They still didn't serve him. He still got jacked up. So what makes you different? I mean, I know you personally. I know you're an honest man of integrity. But how can people trust the fact that we can go this route? Because we put our money out there trying to get good credit so we can make money and get things and buy a nice home and buy the this and that and just be in the game. But we can't trust these crooks out here that's taking our money, saying that they're helping us get it together and not helping us in real life. Because I know my father, true story, back in the day, he was paying for someone to fix his credit, and I was getting mad at him because I do finances. I don't tell people that, but I do part of my million hustles I got going on. I do finances and I do taxes, but I don't tell everybody that. But that's just a part of everything else I be doing. And I was talking to my father. He said, I give these people $200 a month. And Gina, I said, Daddy, it's been 3 years and you still ain't got your stuff together? I'm just confused. And he wouldn't talk to me about it because I'm his daughter and his pride, men and their pride. He didn't want to talk about it. But I kind of went in on him and I said, you need to stop that right now. Because if you want to throw money out the window, you can throw it over here. I can catch it. So talk about the difference with the crooks and then the real people. So, I mean, I know that's a tough subject because you're a credit person, and I know you probably get some darts thrown at you from people that do wrong stuff. So talk about that, please. That's very important.
So one of the things that set me apart from the competitors, like I said, the other 20, approximately 20 million people that do what I do is I focus more on the educational piece because I'm gonna give you the tools, I'm gonna give you the secret sauce to teach you and educate you on credit. That's the first thing. The education piece is important. And then the second is, just that one-on-one approach. Again, with the DIY credit, do it yourself credit repair. I personally pull your credit. I analyze. I go line by line, look for negative items, look for incorrect information, and I put a package together tailored just for you. With some people, they just might have regular templates where they just give everybody the same thing. With me, it's different. It's like I'm actually gonna give you what you need to fix the problem. And then I give people different solutions. It's not just like one package for everybody. Because somebody might reach out to me, they might say, "Look, I got good credit, but I got a medical bill I need to take off." So instead of me charging like a package fee, I say, "You know what? I'm gonna just send you the letters to take off that medical collection, or I might just have a package for that medical collection." Or they might just say, "Look, I went to the dealership, I got a car, and I got some hard inquiries, and I tailor whatever they need to the problem." That's the difference.
Gotcha. Now, why should a person come to a credit hero?
Because I'm the best of the best. And like I said, I tailor to everybody what they need
What makes you the best?
because I listen to my clients. I give them what they need, not what I want them to have.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Gotcha. So do you recommend before they call you that they pull their credit report, or do you do it yourself, or y'all both do it together?
Um,
Do y'all how's that
they,
work?
they just pull it, and what I do is I send them a link where they pull it. That way they see what's on it. Because I'm gonna ask them a couple questions about it.
Okay, cool. All right, if you're watching, you have any questions, you can call in. Call in. No, you can. I'm getting all twisted, but you can call Ronnie Francois. How do they reach you, sir?
You can call me on my phone 443-738-5529, or you can find me on my website ronniefrancois.com, or you can find me on IG, Mr. Ronnie underscore credit hero. If all of that fails, you can just you can just Google me because I'm Googleable. Ronnie Francois, the credit hero.
All right, say it one more time for those that didn't hear you the first time.
Okay, phone number is 443. I'm sorry. Phone number is 443-738-5529. 443-738-5529. And then if you call, you're gonna get me directly, not a personal assistance. You can go to my website, ronniefrancois.com. You can Google me, Ronnie Francois, the credit hero. And then again, I'm really excited because every single one of your guests is watching the show. If they type ebook, they're gonna get a free copy of Break the Cycle Not Deliver Bad Credit. And I think that's super awesome. That's super dope. That way everybody can get a blessing off your show.
I appreciate that. Now, one more time for the person, get up. You'll get an ink pen to write it down. One more time.
Phone number is 443-738-5529. 443-738-5529. And like I said, you can go ronniefrancois.com, Instagram, Mr. Ronnie underscore credit hero.
All right. And you get a free copy of the ebook. Okay, I think that yawn is contagious. I threw it over to Maryland. Now he's yawning. All right, guys. So now I thank you all for watching another episode of EY's Conversation Elevation. Mr. Ronnie Francois, the credit hero. If you want a free copy, just go ahead and inbox and message us ebook, and we're gonna bless you. He's gonna bless you with a copy of the ebook. But if you're watching and you want to get the 10 Commandments of Credit or the Eros, the Love of Credit, or any of the other book, the three books he has written. If you want to sign a copy, EY Conversation Elevations giving out a copy of each one of the three. So why don't you be the one to win it? I'm going to get off the line now. It looks like he's gotten frozen or stuck. So we're going to go ahead and let it go. If you are interested, there's still some tickets left for the Gold Tequila launching on April the 2nd. Yes, on April the 2nd, the Gold Carpet event. I will be launching my Gold Tequila, and we'll be giving out shot glasses and other other goodies. There will be food there, and there will be dessert, as well as samples of my non-alcoholic products, my water, as well as the tequila. All right, so come through. If you have not gotten your ticket, I advise you to go to the website eugeniayvette@gmail.com. That's my Gmail, eugeniayvette.com, and go to the event page. On there, you can go ahead and get your ticket and RSVP. The reason why RSVPing is so important is because we're giving out free food and drinks. We want to make sure we have plenty of drinks and plenty of food. If you're coming from out of town, I have about 6 guests that have messaged me, have went online and got their tickets, and they've said that they're coming in town. We are working on a package deal for room reservation. So if you're coming in town from out of town, let me know so we can make sure you get a discounted rate. Nashville is growing so big, and with this growing so big, the hotel rooms are ridiculous. $400 a night, $300 a night. But if you have access, I have a travel agent working with me on room discounts. So just get back with me. Let me know. Also, just stay tuned for all the great things that we are doing with EY. We're changing from EY sole proprietor to EY Inc. Corporation. We're doing great things with the help of God, and we want you to stay tuned because there's going to be a lot of great things happening. We know we do a lot. We have a lot of irons in the fire, but we always like to make sure that our gift is making room for us, and we're doing what we need to do to help people get what they need. So that's what we're here for. We thank Mr. Rony Francois for being on the show with us today. Please, guys, credit is important. So if you want to get your credit together, he is here for it. I'm here to help you get what you need by giving away three free books. And he is giving out a free e-copy. So please reach out and get that e-copy. I'm going to sign off. But again, go to eugeniayvette.com, the event page, and register for the Go Tequila launching on April the 2nd, 2022. The ticket is only $25. Now, it's not there to make a lot of money because $25, what I'm giving out is worth more than $25. It's going to be live entertainment. It's going to be a nice DJ. As a matter of fact, the DJ that came on the show last week, DJ Smooth, he will be the DJ that night. And the Monday Night Jazz Band will be the ones playing on that night, as well as some other goodies. So please come through and support and celebrate. It's a Go Tequila launching, but it's all about celebrating. Sometimes we go so much, we work so much, we do so much, and we're always serious. And I'm guilty. I'm serious most of the time. But sometimes we have to just enjoy the moment, enjoy life. Things are going on all over the place. People getting stressed out, and life is too short to be stressing out and dying. Okay, so we're gonna have a good night for 3 hours. Only 3 hours, only 3. And we're getting away goodies. So your $25 is going to get you a lot of good stuff. It's really just like a donation because what I'm giving at this event is worth more than $25. So really it's just like a token so that if you don't come in and buy anything, you've contributed and donated to the event, right? The cause. Come through. I'm going to also honor my children that night. And they're going to return, do a surprise to some people. So come through. Yes. I'm Eugenie Yvette. Thank you for listening to another episode of EY Conversation Elevation. I will be posting some pictures later on today. And we'll talk about it later. I'm not going to talk about it right now. We're going to close out this EY Conversation Elevation. And you have a great evening, a great weekend, and stay grateful. The greatest posture ever is a grateful posture because you know what? Whatever you're going through, someone wishes that they were in your shoes and they would love to trade places with you. So whatever you're going through, just count it all joy, be happy, and rejoice. All right. I'm Eugenie Yvette. Have a great evening. Thank you.